Yeah, when trying to raise money in the Canadian ecosystem, I think what's going to be important for any European company looking to raise money here and establish a beachhead here really is to have clarity as it relates to their growth story. Hello, I'm Mark Ramsy. I'm one of the mentors at the Toronto Business Development Center. I'm an experienced Chief Revenue Officer. I'm passionate about developing new talent, as well as working with founders to help them grow their businesses. So some of the things that I've come across, certainly in selling into Europe versus selling into North America, is just the regional disparities. When we think about selling into Europe, and I'll speak to when I was at Q4 and I was taking Q4 into Europe, some of the challenges I had to overcome in no particular order: language differences, rules or regional rules, potentially different partners that we had to integrate to, which ultimately led to us focusing on fewer parts of Europe just because we couldn't be all things to all people. Versus North America, we're starting with Canada and extending into the US. Really, you're dealing with a common set of rules. They might differ slightly if you're selling into the capital markets or maybe healthcare, but beyond that, the rules are fairly consistent. You're really dealing with one language. You can sell with a single language, which means you can support with a single language. So in my experience, it's a lot easier to expand and grow your revenue with this massive market in North America. And Canada just presents this incredible beachhead to try things out. Some of the steps that startups should take when setting up operations in Canada or North America, I'd say in no particular order, doing some market research to understand where the largest potential customer base is for you, assuming you've refined your ICP. Beyond that, just understanding your messaging and making sure it's going to resonate, because the pain points maybe that you were selling to in the European markets might be slightly nuanced or different in Canada or North America. So messaging, a location of your prospects, and then just localizing your marketing and or your outreach. I don't necessarily see a significant difference. Like, regardless of where your team is located, I think it's really important to establish accountability by establishing metrics that need to be achieved, managing the individuals to those metrics. The teams in both regions are going to need the same thing. They're going to need databases, so they're not investing time in trying to build their own lists, but the support should be the same regardless of where your sales reps are. So what I found has worked for European companies to establish a network in North America. What has worked well for me in the past is first looking within your existing customer base that you have in Europe and seeing whether or not any of them actually have a presence in North America, as a starting point, and trying to leverage those extensions to their businesses to get access to the North American market. The second thing is looking at potentially some of the partnerships that you have in Europe and seeing if any of those extend to North America and trying to leverage some of those partnerships. So I always look inward first to see whether or not I have existing relationships that potentially can take me into that adjacent or new market. And then beyond that, I would start looking at potential partnerships that would be seen as complementary to what you're doing in Europe, and using their credibility to help bring you in market as well. And certainly there's tremendous value in joining an incubator, benefiting from the network that they have access to across North America as well. Yeah, the importance of doing your own primary research when entering a market can't be underestimated. Certainly, there's value in third-party research just to understand, again, your TAM, SAM, and SOM, and potentially understand some high-level aspects of the market. But the only way you're going to truly validate you're going down the right path is to do primary research, which means pick up the phone and start engaging prospects. And again, there's many ways to achieve this. Like, yes, you can simply pick up the phone and call prospects, but there's also the opportunity of, again, looking within your customer base and seeing if any of your existing customers have a presence in North America. Leveraging the network of the Toronto Business Development Center and the ecosystem it's built out to potentially put you in front of prospects that might be. At my business development teams, we're constantly refining the messaging. And so we will go back to a prospect potentially every 90 days with a new message. And the reality is most of these prospects are not going to remember that past attempt. And so you get more than one try on the market. And I think that's the other thing that we all need to appreciate, that we shouldn't take a set it and forget it approach to our messaging and how we're going to approach a market. As we continue to gain more and more learnings, as we find success and failure in the market, we're going to iterate, and that gives us an opportunity to go back to past prospects where that previous message didn't resonate. But primary research is it has to be done. What's really going to appeal to Canadian investors is just that, a clear plan as to how you're going to grow, and even demonstration of some success in this market. And adapting your messaging to reflect both the personas you're selling to, but the pains that you're going to address within that ideal customer profile. By localizing your messaging a little bit, you're going to find yourself achieving success much faster.